Oh, hi! Thank you for joining me. My name is Gloria, and today I would like to present to you 5 reasons to eat meat. And then I'm going to give you 5 reasons to not eat meat. Okay, now there'll be more than 5 reasons, I'm sure, and you might have different reasons to me, which is fine. Let us know about it, but these are my 5 reasons. So, number 1 reason to eat meat is the protein that it provides. It contributes to muscle growth, muscle repair, and this is actually an issue with older people who tend to suffer from muscle loss. So the protein in meat is quite complete, and it actually contains something called creatine. You can get creatine supplements, and that will help with muscle mass as well, but it happens to be in meat, so just saying, muscle mass. So number 2 is that it contains essential amino acids which contribute towards your brain function. So that's a big one, that's important, that's number 2. Number 3, it contains I know it's iron, it's the good iron that does help you to combat fatigue and helps you to have more energy. And I think also that might come about because it contains the B vitamins as 12. I know that helps with energy. There's B3 and B6. I'm not sure what they're about, but that's another reason anyway. Number 3 is that it does give you more energy. Now, number 4 is that meat is actually quite delicious. Having said that, if you don't like it, well, that's a reason to not eat it. But in this instance, I'm just saying that meat, generally speaking, is quite delicious. It also gives you a feeling of fullness and satisfaction when you have a meat-based meal. By doing that, it will help you to get through to your next meal without feeling the need to go for in-between snacks, which are generally unhealthy. So that's 4, isn't it? So we come to number 5, which is that it's probably a bit less stressful if you are a meat eater, because if you're purposely trying to avoid meat, well, you've got to work at it a little bit more, whereas you get more choices on the menu if you are a meat eater, and the reason why is because you're free to eat whatever you like. So that's my 5 reasons to eat meat. So that was for the muscle mass, the brain function, energy levels, tastes delicious, and it's probably less stressful. Okay, so that's all the pros. Now, okay, so we come to reasons to not eat meat. And my number 1 reason is that meat is expensive. It can be considered a luxury item with a lot of people. And you can get all your nutriments from a plant-based diet, plus supplements and what have you. And it is a lot cheaper if you just stick with plant food. That's number 1. So number 2 is, well, it's harmful to animals. Obviously, if you're eating an animal, you're not harming it because it's dead. But this is the harm. You actually have to kill the animal to eat it. And getting killed is pretty harmful. So, all right. So number 3, sticking with the animal welfare aspect, most meat is produced in a factory-like environment, which is counterintuitive to the way animals would normally live. So whilst we would hope that they're not being treated cruelly, in a way it is cruel because they're not going to be happy and contented. So that's number 3. It's cruel for the animals. So number 4 is that meat production is actually very inefficient. The reason why is because we have to grow enormous amounts of plant-based food to feed the animals to feed us. So if we grew all the plant-based food, eliminating the animals and going straight to us, look at all the energy and resources that we could save. Number 5, this is the final one here, and that is the environmental issue. Because meat production is, it also produces a lot of waste. It produces a lot of methane gases, and that's detrimental to our ozone layer and contributes towards global warming. It contributes to the water issue because it uses so much water, and also the deforestation that occurs trying to accommodate the animals. Well, we're losing our forests, which is the biodiversity, it's also the carbon dioxide, and all of this is contributing towards climate change. So, not good for the environment. So that's my 5 reasons to not eat meat. So I'll just recap. That was that it's expensive, for 1. For 2, it's very harmful to animals. For 3, it's bordering on cruel, as long as that's the best scenario. It is cruel if they're being treated inhumanely. Number 4 is very inefficient, and number 5, it's degrading our environment. So there you have it, my 5 reasons for and my 5 reasons against. So I guess if you come down on the side of eating meat, just think about it. You don't have to eat that much. Maybe 80, 100 grams, which I think is about 3.5 ounces a day, is sufficient. And in fact, you don't even need it every day. So if you decide that you could cut down on your meat, maybe you could afford to have grass-fed beef, for example, or free-range pork. And it's not perfect, but it is better. Sort of a little bit like having free-range eggs, I suppose. That's still better for the chickens. If you come down that you prefer to only eat vegetable-based meals, that's fine as well, but just be aware of the nutriments that you need to make up from your lack of meat. It can be done. You've just got to do your research and be creative. So there we have it, pros and cons. What can I say? I guess at the end of the day, we just have to be respectful to each other, and there's no need to fight about other people's food choices, because food choices come down to culture and preference and habit and identity, and that's okay. People are allowed to do that. We're free to eat what we like. So I guess you can make your own decisions, and whilst I'm only skimming on the surface here, but maybe what I've done is I've contributed to making you think about these matters. It's just something that perhaps we just need to think about a little bit more, because it is important for the world, for the environment, for the people, for humanity. So anyway, in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you'll look me up again as I'll go and prepare my next video. Thanks ever so much, and goodbye for now. Okay, bye.